Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Adam's Eats. Right, so before we dive into this, yes, I haven't finished decorating the kitchen, alright? So before you go in the comments like, I finished painting your kitchen, I will. I'll get onto it at some point. I'm a busy man. I just thought I'd get that out of the way because I'm sure some of you will pick up on it, right? It's been like this for, what, 2 months, I think? I'll get round to it. But anyway, onto the video. As you can guess by the title, I'm going to make some Bombay potatoes, or Bombay aloo. Now this is one of my favourite side dishes. Whenever I go out for curry, I always order this. They're just so aromatic, you know, they've just got a really nice pungent flavour, and they complement a dish really nicely. And also it's vegetarian, so for any vegetarians out there, this is going to be a great way to make potatoes more interesting. And it's not as hard as you think. I learned how to do this years ago. As long as you've got your spices, you've done your prep first, this dish assembles quite quickly. Now you're going to make these for your friends and family, they're going to love them, they're going to ask you how you made them, and you're not going to tell them because you want to feel special, right? No, sorry. It's a secret recipe, you know, it requires lots of concentration, dedication, and I couldn't possibly burden you with that, you know. With me being the kitchen wizard that I am, only I can make these, I'm so sorry. You can tell them if you want, obviously. But anyway, let's crack on with it. Really simple to do. If you get your face down here, we'll have a quick snapshot of the ingredients. I'm not going to go into great detail, but just so we can have a quick look, and then we'll get cooking. Right, so I've got my ingredients laid out here. The key to this dish, and quite a lot of Indian recipes actually, is doing the prep first. Once you've got all your ingredients chopped, you've got your spices out, the rest is simple. And what I've done is I've just separated it. I've got my wet ingredients and I've got my dry spices here. I've also got my potatoes and I've got some ghee. Now I'm not going to run through everything because all the ingredients are in the description below, but I just want to talk quickly about a few things that are going to really help improve your Bombay potatoes. Now the first thing is the potatoes themselves. Don't just use any old potato because different potatoes have different properties. If you use a floury one, it's going to turn to mush, and you're going to basically have Bombay mashed potato, which might be quite nice, but it's not what we want to achieve here. So I tend to use new potatoes because they're firm, they're waxy, and they're going to absorb that flavour. And all I've done here is pre-cook them. I peeled them as well, and I just sliced them in half lengthways, and they're ready to go. And also with my wet ingredients here, I've got some tomato. Now I say use 2 tomatoes, but you want that sort of size, okay, just to kind of give you a bit of reference. And then here I've got some ghee. Now you don't have to use this, you can just use normal clarified butter or vegetable oil. Basically this is a form of clarified butter, but it's got a stronger, more rounded flavour, and it does add a lot to the dish. But if you can't get it, then obviously just use oil instead. Now lastly, I just want to talk about these. These are curry leaves. Now if you obviously can't get these, then just leave them out because they're not super easy to get hold of, especially fresh ones. And the best place that you can get, well, all of these spices really is, you know, those kind of small independent sort of Asian shops, the ones that you're sort of probably intimidated to go in because you're not familiar with the stuff that they sell. But honestly, go in because they are an absolute treasure trove of stuff, especially for cooks. And normally they're a lot cheaper than the supermarkets as well. And obviously you're supporting local business as well. So go in those shops, don't be afraid to ask because they will help you out. And 9 times out of 10, you'll find curry leaves down the spice aisle. So if you can get them, great. If not, obviously you're going to have to leave them out. I have got some fresh coriander as well, which I'm going to leave till the end. I'll chop it up and just chuck it in at the last minute. So that's some tips for you, a quick rundown of some of the ingredients. So now we can go and get cooking. Right, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get our pan onto a medium heat. We're going to add the ghee. Get that in there. Right, so as the ghee melts and it starts to get hot, we're going to add our whole spices. So the first thing I'll add is the black and yellow mustard seeds. Let's get those in. The cumin seeds, and I'm also going to add the curry leaves as well. Now what you're looking for is to toast those spices to get the maximum flavour out of them. And you'll know when that's happening is because you'll start to hear the mustard seeds pop, and you'll really start to smell the aroma of the spices as well. Be careful because you can burn them, so just keep an eye on them and make sure they don't catch. Okay, so after a couple of minutes we can then add our onions, our garlic, and also the tomatoes as well. And again with the spices, you just want to cook those onions through until they take on just a bit of colour and they start to go nice and soft. And what will happen as well is the tomatoes will start to release a lot of their juice, which is going to add sweetness to the dish as well. So whilst the garlic, onions and tomato are cooking away, the next thing we need to do is to grind up the coriander seeds, because you don't want to bite into one of those whole, because they're going to be quite strong. Okay, so once you've cooked that out for a bit, we're then going to add our ground coriander seeds, also our chilli powder. Now you can use as much or as little chilli powder as you like, you know, depends how hot you want it, and the turmeric as well, or turmeric, however you say it. Just a pinch of salt, and mix those spices through. And now we're going to add our potatoes. We're going to get those in. Now remember, these potatoes are already cooked, so what we're essentially doing is just kind of letting them absorb all that flavoured ghee, the spices and everything else. So just give those a thorough mix. Just going to turn that heat up just a touch. Now Bombay potatoes are meant to be quite dry, but if you do find that they're sticking to the bottom of the pan, just add a touch of water to help loosen it up. One thing I forgot to add is the green chillies, so we'll get those in. And I'll continue to cook these, and then at the last minute I'll add some chopped coriander, and then it's done. Right, so these potatoes are almost there, they're about a minute away. So for the last minute I'm going to add a generous bunch, or pinch, of fresh coriander, and I'll give that another 60 seconds, then we can dish it up and give it a taste. Right, so these are done, let's dish them up. They smell incredible. My fancy little bolty dish here, and of course I shall finish off with just a sprinkling of fresh coriander. Now don't they look handsome? But really what it's about is how they taste. So I'm going to go and take the thumbnail and then we'll get stuck in. Right, so let's try these out whilst they're still nice and hot. Just going to go in, get a bit of everything. Now some people might say it's rude to kind of big up your own food, but well, why not? When it's delicious, you're going to say it's delicious, aren't you? There is so much flavour going on in there. And with each bite you can taste the different spices. There's a little bit of heat there from the chilli, but it just tastes fresher, you know? We've made it from scratch, and in my opinion they're going to be much better than a takeaway, because you're doing it from fresh, you can control what's in it, and those potatoes haven't broken apart, they're keeping their shape, but they've still absorbed all that flavour. Well, there we have it. That was pretty simple. I mean, once you've got your prep done, you've got your spices, you're ready to go. Now you can have this on the table in about 10 minutes. Serve it with whatever curry you're having, and I tell you, your friends and family are going to love it. Now I'm thinking of starting a playlist for takeaway dishes that you can do at home. I'm going to add this to it to start with, and then as I learn more dishes, I'll add them as well. Well, that's the end of the video. I won't keep you any longer. Thanks again for watching. If you do like the video, then stick a like down below, leave me a comment as well, and as always, if you stick around at the end, there'll be some links to some other videos, and if you'd like to show some love and support and subscribe, there'll be a button for that as well. And this is Adam signing off, and I'll see your beautiful faces next time for more tasty fun and frolics, and bye for now.